What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rambling Garage. Today, as you guys can probably see in the title, we're coming with something that's kind of cool that you can use in anything from a brand new vehicle all the way to something a little older, such as our 66 Rambler that you are sitting on right now, and our 2000 WS6 that's in the background, or even that 89 Grand Prix that doesn't run and you just want a little Android Auto in there for when you're sitting and acting like you're driving. So, I have here, as we can see, the CarpodGo. I have the T3 Pro, and it is a Android Auto Apple CarPlay screen. So you can do a lot of neat things with this. You can add like backup cameras. You can make it an extension of your existing Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Like I said, you can add it to other vehicles that don't have anything like that today. I do think you need a wired aux or a Bluetooth connection to make that happen, which we're going to try in the Trans Am. But it adds a functionality of a little more technology in something that doesn't have it, while being able to maintain the factory look. And the best of all is it's removable. So if you just want to use it occasionally, you're going on a trip, you want to add it, this is your thing. If you want something that your passengers can use for entertainment or stuff like that, again, this is your thing. So let's we're gonna flip around. We're gonna do an unboxing. As you see, I have it unboxed, but we'll do an unboxing and see what's all in the package and get to using it. All right, guys, so as you can see, 60 frames per second, CarpodGo. You can use CarPlay. If we look on the sides, it is compatible with CarPlay and Android Auto. And here's the box. So just, we're doing this on top of our 66 Rambler that needs a vinyl top pretty bad, but just to give an idea, you can literally use this in anything. You just need a power outlet, something to get power from, and then you need a way to, if you want, play the audio from it in your car. If you don't want to play the audio from it and you just want it for maps, that's fine. You can do that. So let's open this. Has a nice package with a nice like foam backing here, so you don't damage the screen. Comes with a nice little wrap on the screen itself, so you can easily remove this. If you're like me and it's stuck in there, there's a hole in the back here. Just push it out. This is the magnetic mount. So like I said, it is removable. That's a very strong magnet. And so if you're going somewhere, you don't want to leave it in your car, just pull it off. So it comes with that. Put that to the side for now. We have some mounting options, double-sided tape. If you don't have a smooth dash, you can use this as a smooth suction cup mount. I believe you can also, I think it's recommended to use this. You could in theory use your windshield if you wanted. Those are things that we're going to explore. Our instruction booklet also. I don't think we're going to need this, but if you're not a very techie person, you have all sorts of options to look through here. Also pretty sure there are videos online that you can refer to if you need to. Our cigarette adapter, or our whatever they call it these days, the adapter to use the USB-C plug. You have that as well. So easy plug and play in just about anything. You have a USB-C to USB adapter. What else we got in here? I'm sure we'll find out what these are. These are just some 3M tape strips. And then another one of these mounting adapters. So also included, they did send me this box here. Has a couple of things in it. So we have our dash mount, this little guy here. This is a suction cup. I do think in theory you could use the windshield. I think they recommend you don't do that, but when you use this guy on your dash, you have a nice clean surface that you can suction to. It's easier with two hands, just like that. So that is an option that is in there. You got, oh, it came with a backup camera. I didn't know that. We will not be installing the backup camera on ours, but we can use this to take a look and see what it looks like. I don't have a car that I personally want to install a backup camera on right now. Our 2020 Ram has it. We have a 23 Grand Cherokee L that has it as well. I like the idea of adding temporary upgrades to like the Trans Am, which is what we're going to do here. But I don't like the idea of mounting this permanently on there, just because it is a low mile car and all that. So that's just me. But if you want to add the backup camera, you absolutely can. Going back to this guy, you see we do have our inlets here. So we have a USB-C. They're kind of hard to read. Audio out, AV in, our mic, and another USB. So this is the power USB. This is USB out, it looks like. I got all that. A couple others. We have the hardwire kit, which is awesome. You got a car, you want to put this in permanently, you can hardwire it into a fused source. Your mileage will obviously vary on this depending on the make and model that you're putting it in, but very cool that they sent this over so that we could get this hardwired if we wanted. And then the last thing, this is to help, just looking on the back. So if the backup camera is showing black screen or flickering, you're supposed to use this to be able to filter out the reverse light current. So that's good to know. I think that usually happens with LEDs and such. So here's this. We're going to start in the 2020 Ram. All right, guys, so kind of picking up where we left off. We got the unit here in the car, or in the truck. They do say to use the dash mount. I kind of like using the windshield because it's a little more temporary and we can move it between vehicles. I just have this, a couple things to point out. If I can get this off here. This extends. There's a set screw underneath there, so that can extend if you need. You do want it to rest on something. This isn't, as you can see, designed to hold the weight. So right there it will rest on something. We have our outlet right here, so it'll be a pretty easy setup. So coming down to this guy, I did have it upside down, so I'm gonna flip that cord, which will be hard to do with one hand, but we'll pull the front off and take a look. All right, so it comes with this protective cover that I had to take while it was off the mount because the mount fits in there. Also has a screen protector on there, so double protection, which I like. Yeah, nice screen there. So I'm gonna plug into our cigarette outlet, or whatever we are calling them these days. There is an on and off button here. I think that's for the USB port. So saw the startup sequence there. Let's do it again while I'm not talking. Okay, maybe that is for the power as well. So CarpodGo, we get our home screen. Turn that off. Got some noise. They're doing construction today. I'm trying to keep it cool in here. But here's our home screen. So we have a few options here, and I haven't played with this yet, so I'm playing with it with you guys. Might be kind of hard to film this while I am trying to use my phone for some of this Android Auto stuff. But let's just go through. We have a Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, we got Bluetooth, all of our settings, so this is pretty cool. Set our logo for the vehicle. Oh, I wonder if they have Pontiac in here, or obviously in the Ram, but you can see they have all of our common logos. If there's Pontiac, I'm setting it as frickin' Pontiac. Pretty cool that they have all the logos in here. I didn't think they would have Pontiac. It's been gone for a little while, but let's see. We got Dodge. We set that as the logo, so that'll be our boot up logo, I believe. We set a wallpaper. It's pretty cool. Let's go with blue. Yeah, it looks a little more inviting. Brightness, there's a light sensor, so brightness will auto adjust. Looks like you can have it auto adjust and set the defaults. Night view, you can set it at a certain time. That's cool. You have media, volume, navigation, all that stuff, phone. So it is kind of neat. If you wanted, you could put it over in the passenger side here for somebody to, watch movies, videos, whatever. They could set up Android Auto totally separate if you have Android Auto already existing. So that's pretty cool too. You could have two instances kind of running. So that's all of our settings, stuff like that. What do we got here? Okay, so that's display settings. This is general settings. They kind of go to the same place. All right, I got it figured out. I was trying to do something that I don't think it'll do, which was use a USB-C out into my USB-C here so that I could have Android Auto on both. I don't think it'll allow, at least my phone won't allow me to do that. If you take a look at the audio output, we have a few options here. We have dual Bluetooth, which means that this would be display only. So I guess in theory, if I wanted, I could connect to this so that it was the display, and then I would connect to this as well so it's the audio. So you can do that. If you don't have Bluetooth in your vehicle, you can do FM. So this is an FM transmitter. So if I go to 87.7, I can play what is playing through my phone. You can also make this the speaker so that the audio is playing through the device here, which would be cool if you have kids or something, they just want to play some music or watch a video, they can play it through the unit here. And then the other one is aux. So there's an aux output. You could run that aux output into your aux input down here, and it would play the same way. So I'm using the audio transmitter through FM, which is how I would probably use it in any of my other vehicles, especially like the Trans Am, where I don't have an aux input. So we're gonna connect back to this thing. So let's see if it'll let me actually while I'm in video here. I don't think it's gonna, but we're gonna try. Still recording. Let's see if it continues recording. Usually this kicks me out. So it's kind of hard to see because of the lighting, but this is how quickly it connects. I just turned on Bluetooth. It connected right away. It connects way quicker than the device that I have down there. So that was cool. We do have it transmitting through FM. So we have a commercial so I can play it.
Superior nutrition. Like 6 times more
So we have good audio throughout the truck, and it was super simple. If we go, it's just Android Auto at this point. So we can go to Spotify. We can take a look at, who we're listening to. I've been listening to Ozzy lately. You go straight to our maps and take up the whole thing, which is awesome. You can pick up your phone here. If you want this to do the whole screen, I believe you can touch it twice, maybe. Or is that just maps? I thought there was a way to make it take up the whole screen. I'm still kind of new to Android Auto though. But you do the split screen like this. You can view all of your Android Auto apps by clicking in the bottom left here. So we have all of our stuff. You can add apps to this. You can add YouTube, stuff like that. Netflix. If you want, I believe you can break them out into Android Auto, or else, there's options out there for that. To get back to the home screen, you do go to this. You can click exit, and you're back to the home screen. So all in all, this thing's pretty cool. It works well, and telling me to turn off my camera. I don't know how well you can see that. Hopefully you can see this okay. But this thing's pretty neat. I like that you can just suction it to a windshield, and you can play music through anything. I got some Ozzy coming on here. I don't want to get into trouble there, but all in all, super simple setup. You can add the reverse camera, stuff like that. So you have other options there. You can hardwire this in. So we obviously have a super simple install because I want to be able to put this in the Rambler, the Trans Am, anything else that we might have coming on the channel. So I want to do this suction cup mount. I would recommend if you do something like this, put a little something under there. You get a little like a silicone tape or something to hold it in place. That's why they want you mounting it on the dash so it doesn't move around. It's not good for this thing to move around. So all in all, this thing's super simple. Really cool way to add Android Auto to just about anything. I like that you maintain a USB plug there. So if your car doesn't have, like I have down here, you just use a cigarette outlet, and you can add a phone charger as well, which is pretty cool. So really, once you kind of mess around with it, I thought it was pretty easy. Well, let's go back in here. Let's exit. You have your home screen. You can change your settings as we saw. So you got some options here. But really just coming over here and configuring how you want it to work. You want it to work just with Bluetooth? That's fine. You can do it. FM, you select your station just like any other FM transmitter. You want to use an aux cable, or you just want to use this as the audio device. I don't know what I touched there. I might have just timed out because I was talking. But so yeah, super simple to set up, and literally will work in any car because you can use this FM transmitter, which is super cool to me. I wasn't really sure how I was going to get it to work in the Trans Am, but there's my answer. So same way I use it in here, I can use it in the Trans Am. So that is that, and yeah, this thing's pretty neat little addition to really any car. Even if you already have Android Auto, I can keep this for whatever else I want now. you know, if I want to just keep it on HVAC controls, or that's not HVAC, but you know, I can keep my climate stuff here. I can keep my Android Auto up here. It brings it up and angles it a little more towards me. If I wanted, I could put it right here even, so that it's just right in front of me. Since I don't get maps in my cluster, I could have them right there. So I think this thing is super cool. I really appreciate them sending this out to me, and wanted to show you guys it. All right, guys, that's going to be the CarpodGo T3 Go. That thing is really, really cool. One thing I was just kind of reading about, we did the FM transmitter. If you do the dual Bluetooth, you can still retain like your factory steering wheel buttons and all of that. So it would just be display only on, my phone just stopped recording. So picking up where we left off, talking about the connection modes. If you use the dual Bluetooth mode, basically what that allows you to do is use the unit for display, and you're using your vehicle then for audio. So that'll allow you to retain the skip buttons, the volume buttons, all of that. If you're using FM or aux, you're still going to retain the volume. You're just not going to be able to skip and stuff with your steering wheel. On the older vehicles, you don't necessarily have that issue, so you just use whichever you have available to you. As far as I know, all my Trans Am steering wheel buttons only work for the radio. So if I'm doing FM transmitter only, then I can adjust the volume. I just won't be able to skip stuff, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I want to thank these guys for sending this out. The unit's pretty nice. They boast some pretty quick boot speeds, which is nice, especially when you're in foreign areas that you're not familiar with and you want the GPS to display right away. That's kind of the whole point. So having it boot, I think they claim less than 12 seconds, 14 seconds. I gotta look. Either way, I think this thing did it in like 5. It was really quick. I like that you can use it in just about anything that has a power source that you can use, and even if it doesn't, you can hardwire it. Like you can use it in anything. So, you know, I don't go on long trips often, but there is the every 3-year AMC show, and it's about an hour and a half away. I don't exactly know how to get there. So having GPS in a 60-year-old vehicle, just really sticking the thing on the windshield and plugging it in is awesome. Having 60 frames per second in that unit while I'm trying to drive, and just seeing a clear and crisp picture of where I have to go while getting some music on the side is cool. So same with the Trans Am. I drive that even shorter distances, but to have that option there, just like a plug and a stick, is basically all it is. So I want to thank the guys over at the box here. Oh, stuff's gonna fall out of it, but thank the guys at CarpodGo for sending that over. I appreciate it, and just want to thank you for your partnership and sending that over. And if you guys watching have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, comment below. I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.